Committees for Tuesday, September 2nd to order. Will the secretary please call the roll?
Trustees Del Rosario,
Here.
Reyes,
Here.
Ruggieri,
Here.
Co-Chairs Kluzny, Nasty,
Here.
O'Brien.
Here.
Item number 2 is consideration to approve the minutes of August 18th, 2025, combined meeting of the committees. Can I get a motion?
Motion.
Second.
Second, are there any corrections? No changes? All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Item number 3 is audience input regarding agenda items before the committee. We have none. Item number 4 is discussions of accounts payable. Earlier this evening, we reviewed the following directives. Directive number 26-25 in the amount of $661,650.84. Directive number 26-26 in the amount of $465,027.93. Directive number 26-27 in the amount of $2,235,901.94, and the gross payroll for the August in the amount of $2,859,474.90. Is there a motion?
Motion.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Item number 5 is a consideration of an ordinance establishing a moratorium of the issuance of a massage establishment license for a period of 6 months. Can I get a motion?
Motion.
Second.
Second. Mr. Moranowitz?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Before you tonight in the board is obviously to consider a 6-month moratorium to be as transparent as possible. At times, these establishments have caused a problem for our law enforcement community with investigations. We would use this time to consider maybe possible additional regulations within our ordinance. But at this time, we're looking for your approval to look at our code, look at our enforcement, and put a 6-month moratorium on these establishments.
Any questions?
Joe, go ahead.
Is that for any type, whether it's a national chain or individual?
At this time, yeah, it would be for any type, any massage type, masseuse, parlor of any kind. We would have a 6-month moratorium.
Okay.
If you considered the approval of it tonight.
Is 6 months the most we can do, or?
No, 6 months we feel is a good time period to give staff, law enforcement to look at it. We've done this with other ones as well, such as gaming, just recently, 6 months, also thrift stores and whatnot too.
Any other questions? All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
Thank you.
Item number 6 is consideration of a resolution approving a subdivision participation and release form relating to the secondary manufacturer settlement. Can I get a motion?
Motion.
Second.
Mr. Moranowitz?
Thank you, Mr. Chair. As you noted here today, before your approval, is the attachment is your consideration is for the resolution approving the subdivision participation and release form relating to secondary manufacturer settlements. This is in reference to the opioid epidemic that we're experiencing. This is not the first one I've brought to you. Actually, this will be our 8th one. And this is really targeting the secondary manufacturers of opioids. We would receive monies from this settlement, and we would be able to use those monies for training or resources within the village. It's unfortunate that we have to bring 8 of these to you, but that is that's how we're living today. This will be our 8th one. And we're asking for your favorable approval, and it should be noted our legal looked over all these documents, has worked direct with this, so if approved, we would then sign off on said documents.
Any questions?
I do have a question. So this is the 8th one. Is each one have different manufacturers that are associated with it?
Yes, there are, and there's a bunch in here, including Alvagen, Amneal, a lot that I cannot pronounce, Hikma.
Okay, that's why there's multiple.
Yeah, so when
Because
the
each one is
secondary
different.
ones come in, they're added on, and a new settlement is what we're seeking.
Any other questions? All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
Thank you.
Item number 7 is consideration of a resolution approving an invoice from TKB Associates Incorporation for a laserfish licensing and service support service for 1 year in the total amount of $25,012.35. and a request to waive the formal bid process, funding in account number 620.9962-4105. Can I get a motion?
Second.
Mr. Sampe?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. This is our annual renewal of our Laserfish program, which is used by police, community development, finance, all departments of the village. We are asking for a waiver of bid. TKB has been our vendor for over 14 years. We're very happy with them. They also know our cybersecurity platform and also our CJIS compliance, which is needed for all this software.
Any questions? All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Item number 8 is consideration of, I'm sorry, did anybody? No? Item number 8 is consideration of a resolution approving an estimate from Critical Technology Solutions Incorporated for the purchasing and installation of communications microwave connection at the Henry Hyde Resource Center in the not to exceed amount of $28,946.10, and a request to waive the formal bid process, funding in account number 440.9944-4405. Is there a motion?
Second.
Mr. Sampe?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Again, we are asking for a waiver of bid with Critical Technology Solutions. They have been our microwave vendor for over 15 years. Again, also with our cybersecurity platform. They're very well, they have their background checks, and we are very happy with them. This is the microwave link to go from the library to Henry Hyde. The old one was, of course, blocked by the construction of the housing behind Jewel, so we had to find an alternate route. We have an IGA with the library, and everyone is happy with the solution.
Any questions? All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Item number 9 is consideration of a resolution approving an estimate from N-Logic Consulting LLC for the purchase of 2 extreme switches and related equipment in the not-to-exceed amount of $25,645.88, and a request to waive the formal bid process, funding in account number 620.9962-4304. Is there a motion?
Second?
Mr. Sampe?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Again, we're asking to waive the formal bidding process for N-Logic. They are, again, our cybersecurity of our for Extreme. He also does the programming and support for all our switches. So N-Logic has been really valuable to us, again, with over 14 years experience within the village. These 2 switches are for in the finance area, with the addition of cameras, TVs, all the other additional technology within the village. We are short on connections down there, and these switches are about 4 or 5 years old, so they are reusable within the village. So we will take the old ones and we will use them in other places of the village.
Very good. Any questions? Hearing none. All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you. Item number 10 is consideration of a resolution approving 2 proposals from Muscat Corporation doing business as Public Works, painting for fire hydrants and streetlight painting services in the total not to exceed amount of $60,000, and a request to waive the formal bid process, funding in account number 500.5010-4180 and number 100.2510-4180. Can I get a motion? Second. Mr. Palladino?
Thank you, Mr. Chair. The Water and Electrical and Forestry Divisions each received approval during the budget process to spend up to $30,000 each on painting services that we need. Both divisions requested proposals from a company called Muscat Corporation, who we've used in the past, which included painting fire hydrants and street lighting poles. The scope of work for each proposal includes preparation and painting of the requested services. Muscat provided a proposal to paint hydrants within the village right-of-way using unit pricing from something called MPI, which is a municipal partnering initiative. The village of Downers Grove had 7 other communities involved in this, and it's like a government contract that we can utilize their pricing. Anyway, we are requesting a waiver of the formal bid process, as the MPI hydrant proposal submitted in 2022 demonstrates competitive pricing, and multiple municipalities have adopted for the joint bid. Muscat also submitted their sole proposal for a request for proposal for the electrical side of painting. We've also had a positive working relationship with this company in the past, found that their quality of work is above board. We respectfully request a waiver of the formal bid process and acceptance of the 2 proposals from Muscat Corporation in the not-to-exceed amount of $60,000.
I have no questions. Any questions from the committee? Hearing none, all those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
Thank you.
Item number 11 is consideration of a resolution approving the purchase of a 2023 Ford F-550 aerial lift truck from Roche Ford of Bensonville, Illinois, in the amount of $134,983, and a request to waive the formal bid process, funding in account number 640.9964-4346. Is there a motion? Motion. Second. Mr. Palladino again.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Again, the Public Works Department is requesting approval to purchase 1 aerial lift truck from Roche Ford, which is on Grand Avenue in Elmhurst. The aerial lift truck is a 2023, though it's brand new. It takes a while for these things to be built. It's a Ford F-550 with a Knapheide service body and a 40-foot Versalift, so it'll give us a smaller bucket truck, aerial truck, that we can use in both forestry and electrical work. The original list price of this vehicle was $188,995. Roche Ford has applied a over $20,000 dealer discount, which reduced the price. They're also giving us very generous and competitive trade-in for 3 surplus vehicles that we have. We've kind of struggled with getting a good dollar amount for the stuff that goes to, that we put out through Obenhoff auction. Thank you very much, Jim. So that discount will be $34,000, which will be applied to the purchase of the vehicle, which will bring the total overall price down to $134,983 from $188,995. We are requesting a waiver of the formal bid process, as this cost for an aerial lift utilizing a joint purchasing contract is comparable. So we buy vehicles through something called Sourcewell. If we were to do that with this truck, it would take more than 14 months to have this vehicle built and be in our hands, where this vehicle is exactly what we're looking for, and it's sitting at a dealership on Grand Avenue right now. Bensonville bought the other one, the Twin. It's exactly what we're looking for. It's ready to go, and let's see, the aerial lift truck will be purchased using the Equipment Replacement Fund. In addition, we are requesting a waiver of the formal bidding process. We respectfully request your approval at this time.
Thank you. I have no questions. Any questions from the committee? Hearing none, all those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Item number 12 is consideration of a change order number 1 from Boulder Construction of Cary, Illinois for the sewer separation and detention basin project in the amount of $35,300.97. Funding in account number 520.9952-4412.02. Is there a motion?
Second.
Second. Mr. Palladino?
Thank you, Mr. Chair. The Village of Addison was awarded the contract for sewer separation and detention basin project in the Home Edition area to Boulder Construction. During construction, it was observed that modifications were necessary to a large junction structure. Several existing sewer utilities were in poor condition and required replacement. A manhole was also in poor condition and required replacement. The village was also issued several credits for modifications to the original scope of work. The overall change order amounts to $35,300.97. This increase brings the overall construction cost for the project to $11,645,833.57. We respectfully request your approval of change order number 1 for the sewer separation and detention project in the amount of $35,300.97.
Thank you. Any questions from the committee? Hearing none, all those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
Thank you.
Moving on to the Building Zoning Development Committee items. Item number 13, consideration of appearance review approval for the Hampton Inn and Suites located at 1685 West Lake Street.
Motion?
Second.
Mike?
Thank you, Chairman Osti, members of the committee. This item for your consideration is an appearance review approval for exterior building facade improvements at the Hampton Inn and Suites at 1685 West Lake Street. Believe it or not, the Hampton Inn was constructed in 2002, so 23 years ago, the building was constructed. And to my knowledge, there really hasn't been any facade upgrades or improvements that have been made to the site, so it's well overdue. To be in compliance with the corporate design, the owner's been tasked with upgrading the facade, so he's going to be introducing some new building materials, some cladding materials, and some new colors to the building. We think it looks nice. We've been working with the architect who is here tonight to answer any questions. He's going to give a brief presentation on a slide presentation that he put together. Architect Kent Utsurogi is here, and Kent, if you'd like to go ahead and start your presentation, that'd be great.
Okay, this here, what you see in the first slide is what we're proposing, and hopefully, your mouse goes faster than I thought. This is another view. So probably it's most important to understand what is the major scope. And I'm going to use the photos. There's more pages here. I know you got a lot of things to go over tonight. But essentially, we're updating the centerpiece and the canopy to match the new standards. Now, the Hampton Inn itself is on a Hilton-required PIP.
Excuse me, Kent?
I'm sorry?
Can you use the microphone, Kent? A little bit difficult to understand.
Maybe I gotta get closer to it.
There we go.
The chair's too tall for me. So the part of the, keeping your license going at any one of these franchise hotels is there's a required PIP, and as Mr. Crandall mentioned, it's been 20 years, and so they are required to do it. We did provide some drawing, there it goes, of what they wanted, and we said that we probably could not get this approved from the village board because it was pretty dramatic and not consistent with the design standards. As you can see, most of these buildings do not have a lot of masonry, and our building is primarily a masonry building. So what we compromised to do was to essentially work on what we call the north facade and sort of upgrade the centerpiece. They actually want all the cornices off. We said that probably would not fly. They agreed to allow us to keep it in, and we did have, courtesy of Mr. Crandall, some informal review of that, and it seemed, we all agreed it actually, is probably better not to change it. So what we did was we put the brand standard blue centerpiece, removed the cornice down to the close to the standard, and did the same thing here. But then actually everything else, we kept all the building upper line identical, but it is using new paints a little bit lighter. And then in 2 areas, we told them we would add, actually 3 areas. 2 areas here of this color that we would overlay over the masonry an EFIS modern look, and then this wood look is becoming very popular with all the hotels, and so we would be putting this wood look here and then adding a new eyebrow area right here. But we said that it was very important that all the corners stayed masonry because we wanted to make sure that the building, after we're finished, still look like a masonry building, because that is the commercial facade standard in Addison. If not written, it's been an unwritten role, and you can see it in all the buildings. So that's basic overview. The any brick is going to stay the same color. It's going to get cleaned up a little bit, but most of the freshness comes in with the cornice work, and then the building is currently uplighted, and then the sign is going to be an illuminated sign, so in the daytime it's one color, and then at night it's another. So that's kind of the overview. If you want me to go quickly through the pages that were in here, these were the standards that we told them we would not get accepted, and then this little site piece. This is sort of the description and the sign itself that we were proposing is within the current 76 square feet. I think when we come in for further permit, we would see if the area can actually be 100 square feet. But right now, we're actually only asking to swap out the existing area that's there to the new sign. We have to add by Hilton, so it's taking up a little bit more area. These are the colors that are being proposed, so you can see the, log cabin is the centerpiece. Great name, Smoke and Mirrors is where we're doing the overlay, and then the Collingwood is basically all of the updated painting of all the facade areas. You can kind of see what that would be. And this is just, showing that little eyebrow piece. That's a new element, and this is just another piece. So that's the basic thing. The rest of the building is going to remain the same. There is upgrades going on inside for the lobby that will be coming in for permit for the front desk and a few areas in the meeting rooms. And then they're updating all the furniture, carpets and stuff in the rooms. I'm not directly participating in that. I'm only doing the exterior and the lobby piece. But I know that's all part of the property improvement program that they have to meet. And I think it's all going to get to be done by next year sometime. Trying to do the exterior this fall, if I get the drawings done. It's all based on me. And obviously the village approving what we've been up to.
Okay.
Any other
thank you.
questions?
In the renderings, I see there's change in landscaping as well.
Not really. That's just
Okay.
bad renderings.
Okay.
But by me.
So we'll be touching any of the shrubbery
No.
or trees or anything like that?
No.
So just the actual structure is the only thing changing?
The facade face, yeah, we're not even actually changing the structure itself. We're basically, ripping off that extra cornice that is here in two locations and essentially just painting this blue.
Okay.
And the added EFS overlay, again, that's a request. We understand that is something that you as a board, can judge on. But I think the basic demolition cornice and those, I think those are all straightforward requests, and that's what we're trying to do. It's a basic freshen up, no touch on the landscaping, and none was requested by Hilton. We apologize about trying to get those trees right. It's just not something.
And the building will stay fully operational
Yes.
through all this?
Yes, yeah, and then especially this particular design, because we are able to get by with, really truly cosmetic work. But I think a nice freshening up, because if you've not noticed the New Hamptons and upgrades, I did one in Schiller Park, that big blue thing is, you may not like it, it's kind of like Best Buy, you may not like that big, but it is part of the thing and bringing it, the Hampton Inns to the next generation, so.
Okay. Any questions from the committee?
Yeah, how long from start to finish, like the timeline? How long will that take?
I would say about 2 or 3 months.
Okay.
Yeah.
I noticed the
Mike?
Hilton Garden Inn is doing their painting right now, and looks kind of crappy
awesome.
in the interim, so hopefully, if we can shorten that, that would be good.
Yeah, ours is, because we're a masonry building, I know which building you're talking about, but I don't know what it's made out of. We're not touching the brick other than trying to, and then we're doing a little bit of overlay. So, and my understanding, Ken Keating was, him and Jim, the original owners, already have the EFS cornice people lined up. So, like I say, it's all on me to get done.
Not a big difference, but it does make a difference.
Yeah, when it gets a little cold, we cannot put some of the paints down. That's the only thing that's, so then it could go up to next spring. But it's an overlay, so it should go pretty quickly.
Mike?
Ken, just to be clear, you're doing all 4 building elevations, correct? Just not the front and the side? This will be all 4 sides?
When it comes to finishing the cornice frieze, yes.
Okay.
This is all 4 sides, the coping tops, all that has to be upgraded all the way around. But we are only adding the overlay of EFS in this on the north facade.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah, that's a good point. I think, yeah.
Any other questions from the committee? All those in favor?
Aye.
Anyone against? All right, stands approved. Thank you, Ken.
Oh, thank you for your time.
Appreciate your time.
You're the clerk.
Let's get it done.
Right, so you need to get my name spelled. Okay, thanks. Okay, good. I don't need to stay for the board meeting, right?
No. Thank you. Item number 14, consideration of an ordinance approving a special use for an indoor baseball and softball training facility at 35 West Fullerton Avenue. Is there a motion? Motion.
Second.
Mike?
Thank you, Chairman Nasty. This item for your consideration is an ordinance approving a special use to operate an indoor baseball and softball training facility for the Addison Youth Sports located at 35 West Fullerton Avenue. Addison Youth Sports is a non-profit organization that provides training to student athletes on and off the field. This space right now at 35 West Fullerton is approximately 2,000 square feet, and the interior would be consisted primarily of an open netted area for used for instructional hitting and fielding and throwing, things of that nature. It also has a break room and a washroom and a waiting area. The proposed use is allowed in the M2 district, but only as a special use, not as a permitted use. We list this as a special use so staff has the ability and the Planning and Zoning Commission has the ability to take a look at that use and make sure that it's compatible with the property that it's located on, it's safe, you know, there's enough parking for this, and it really kind of fits into the area. It's not around a lot of heavy industry or a big manufacturing plant or something along those lines, which would typically be allowed in an M2 use. The item was brought to the August 13th Planning and Zoning Commission via a public hearing that's required for a special use, and the members present voted to recommend the approval as requested. And our ordinance that's in your packet was prepared by our village attorney and reviewed by our staff, and it was found to be acceptable. We do have members of the Addison Youth Sports here. Dan Medina, I'm not sure your name, are here to, thank you, are here to answer any questions you might have or talk a little bit about the program and the facility itself.
Hi, guys. If you guys want to have something to say or want to add to what Mike just said, feel free. Introduce yourselves. And
hi, everyone. Thank you for the consideration. My name is Dan Medina. I'm the Director of Baseball and Softball for the Addison Youth Sports Organization. Essentially, Mike did a very phenomenal job explaining what we do. In 2020, we kind of merged with from the old rec club that was around in Addison for a very long time, and Addison Girls Sports Association to form AYS, Addison Youth Sports. Since then, we've been providing not only baseball and softball, but new addition flag football a year ago. We provide volleyball as well as basketball to youths in our Addison area. We have good working relationship with our schools. A lot of our home fields are either the Park District or our grade schools and or the high school. So this, what we're asking for now is a special use for the baseball and softball training facility that will allow for all of our youth's sports within this baseball and softball entity to practice indoors, primarily in the off season when it's cold, raining, that kind of stuff. You know, tomorrow it's calling for rain, and I coach a 10U softball team, and I'm going to need somewhere to go before our game on Saturday. So that's kind of what we look to do and what we do. Most of our operations are in the evening and afternoon hours, so that it doesn't impede any additional business going on there as far as parking or anything like that. And we work very well with the neighbors within the complex, and so parking's not an issue, traffic's not an issue. When we have multiple teams in there, there's a transition period that's built in so the traffic isn't backed up along Fullerton Avenue. So we've kind of planned for all that kind of stuff. Mike, you got anything?
No, you covered it well.
So now if you
appreciate your opportunity just to leave the variance for us, that's all.
if you have any questions, we'll be happy.
so this is strictly a baseball and softball facility
So
during the season, off season, or year round?
it's year-round. It's available year-round. We do also the Addison AYS Blazers, which is a travel program under AYS. They utilize that as well as their indoor facility training. So in their off-season, when our rec club youths are either playing football, soccer, any of the other outdoor sports, fall-wise, or volleyball, which we practice in the school buildings. It kind of sits there vacant and available for those who are committed to the baseball world, softball world, and they utilize that for those purposes. So it is available all year round.
So when not in use by the AYS, it's available to other entities as well? On a pay-per-use, or is this a business?
So no, we don't open it up to outside entities as of yet. It is something that we're looking for or looking to potentially do, but at the moment, that is not in our business scope to open it up to outside entities for that. We kind of, if you want to use it, join our program and use it, you know, that kind of thing.
So a semi-pro team can't come, a men's league can't come in there and say, I want to use it for the next 6 months or 3 months?
No, it's
Okay.
strictly our AYS use.
Perfect, thank you.
To be in all fairness too, though, just to be fair, we also house our executive meetings and our general meetings there once a month. So parents are open to our general meetings. You guys are all welcome to come to our general meeting. Whatever you want, feel free. But we do that also there besides the sports activities there. We'll have sign-ups there, and we'll have, measure up for sizing for uniforms and stuff. So it's just not for that, but it is our facility for us to do other administrative things that we do within the organization.
Okay, perfect, thank you. Questions
So,
for committee?
I thought it was already a training center. What's changed? I'm confused, because my son had a training class
So
there.
how this came up is there was a business license sticker on the door. We had never applied for it. So when community development went through and checked for business licenses, it turned out we did not have one. So instead of operating illegally or within Addison, we chose to go the business license route and try to attempt to get one, and then that's when the special use thing came into play. So we went and applied for the special use, and we're trying to get, for lack of a better term, legal with Eagle here, and get that taken care of.
A
So
little after the fact, we apologize, but we didn't know.
Sorry.
It's good to see our community development is on the ball and making sure. So thanks to our guys, and thanks to you guys for complying, so we appreciate that. Any further questions from the committee? All those in favor?
Aye.
Anyone against? Good luck, guys.
thank you very much.
Thank you.
Next on the agenda, 15, audience participation. We have none. Executive session, we do not need one. 17, other business discretion. I have none. Item 18,
Motion to adjourn?
Second?
we are adjourned. Thank you.
(2025) to order. Will the clerk please call the roll?
Trustees Del Rosario,
Here.
Kluzny, Nasty,
Here.
O'Brien, here. Reyes, here. Ruggieri,
Here.
and Mayor Hunley.
Here. Will everybody please rise for a pledge of allegiance?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Please remain standing for our invocation. We have Pastor Peter Weber from Sunny Place Church of God with us tonight.
All right, let's bow our heads. Father in heaven, we thank you so much for this opportunity today. Everything's important to you when it comes to people. And this council is gathered here today to make decisions and to do things that are important for this community. And we ask, Lord, that you would be here to give them wisdom, integrity, discernment to do the things that need to be done here for the sake of the people. So we thank you for your blessing. We just ask that you be close in all the decisions that are made here today. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
Thank you, Pastor Weber. Item number 4 is approval of the minutes of the August 18th, 2025 Village Board meeting. Is there a motion?
Motion.
Second.
Motion is second. Are there any changes, corrections, or deletions to those minutes? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? Motion carried. Item number 4 is proclamations, appointments, and presentations. We have none tonight. Item 6 is audience input regarding items before the board tonight. We have none. Item number 7 is consent agenda. Item 7A is approval of accounts payable.
Earlier this evening, the committee recommended approval of the following directives. Directive number 26-25 in the amount of $661,650.84. Directive number 26-26 in the amount of $465,027.93. Directive number 26-27 in the amount of $2,235,901.94 for a gross payroll of August in the amount of $2,859,474.90.
Thank you. Item 7B is approval of change order number 1 from Boulder Contractors of Cary, Illinois for the sewer separation and detention basin project in the amount of $35,300.97. And 7C is approval of an appearance review for Hampton Inn and Suites located at 1685 West Lake Street. Is there a motion to approve the consent agenda?
Motion.
Second.
Motion second to approve the consent agenda. Discussion? Hearing none. Roll call, please.
Trustees Del Rosario?
Yes.
Nasty?
Yes.
O'Brien?
Yes.
Reyes?
Yes.
And Ruggieri?
Yes. The consent agenda is approved. Item 8A is first reading of an ordinance approving a special use for indoor baseball and softball training facility at 35 West Fullerton Avenue.
At our meeting earlier this evening, the committee reviewed this ordinance, which approves a special use for an indoor baseball and softball training facility at 35 West Fullerton Avenue. The committee recommended approval and waiver of second reading has been requested by staff. The attorney is asked to read the ordinance.
This is first reading of an ordinance approving a special use for an indoor baseball and softball training facility at 35 West Fullerton Avenue.
First reading.
First reading. Item 8B is first reading of an ordinance establishing...
Waiver of the second reading?
Right, they're requesting waiver of second
I'm sorry.
reading,
Yeah.
so we need a motion to waive the second reading first.
Motion.
Second.
Motion second to waive second reading. Discussion? Hearing none. Roll call, please.
Trustees Del Rosario?
Yes.
Nasty?
Yes.
O'Brien?
Yes.
Reyes?
Yes.
And Ruggieri?
Yes. And now we need a motion to approve the ordinance.
Motion to approve the ordinance?
Second.
Motion second to approve the ordinance. Discussion? Hearing none. Roll call, please.
Trustees Del Rosario?
Yes.
Nasty?
Yes.
O'Brien?
Yes.
Reyes?
Yes.
And Ruggieri?
Yes.
The motion is approved. Item 8B is first reading of an ordinance establishing a moratorium on the issuance of massage establishment licenses for a period of 6 months.
At our meeting earlier this evening, the committee reviewed this ordinance, which establishes a moratorium on the issuance of a massage establishment license for a period of 6 months. The committee recommended approval, and first reading is requested.
This is first reading of an ordinance establishing a moratorium on the issuance of massage establishment licenses for a period of 6 months.
First reading.
First reading. Item 8C is consideration of a resolution approving the subdivision participation and release form relating to secondary manufacturing settlement.
At our meeting earlier this evening, the committee reviewed this resolution, which approves the subdivision participation and release form relating to a secondary manufacturer's settlement. The committee recommended approval, and the attorney is asked to read the resolution.
This is consideration of a resolution approving the subdivision participation and release form relating to the secondary manufacturer settlement.
Motion to adopt the resolution?
Second.
Motion second to adopt the resolution. Discussion? Hearing none. Roll call, please.
Trustees Del Rosario?
Yes.
Nasty?
Yes.
O'Brien?
Yes.
Reyes?
Yes.
And Ruggieri?
Yes.
Resolution is adopted. Item 8D is consideration of a resolution approving an invoice from TKB Associates for Laserfish licensing and server support services for 1 year in the total amount of $25,012.35, and request to waive the formal bid process.
At our meeting earlier this evening, the committee reviewed this resolution, which approves an invoice from TKB Associates, Inc. for laserfish licensing and server support services for 1 year in the total amount of $25,012.35, and a request to waive the formal bid process. The committee recommended approval, and the attorney is asked to read the resolution.
This is consideration of a resolution approving an invoice from TKB Associates, Inc. for laserfish licensing and server support services for 1 year in the total amount of $25,012.35, and a request to waive the formal bid process.
Motion to adopt the resolution?
Second.
Motion is second to adopt the resolution. Discussion? Hearing none. Roll call, please.
Trustees Del Rosario?
Yes.
Nasty?
Yes.
O'Brien?
Yes.
Reyes?
Yes.
And Ruggieri?
Yes.
The resolution is adopted. Item 8E is consideration of a resolution approving an estimate from Critical Technology Solutions Incorporated for the purchase and installation of a communications microwave connection at the Henry Hyde Resource Center in a not-to-exceed amount of $28,946.10, and a request to waive the formal bid process.
At our meeting earlier this evening, the committee reviewed this resolution, which approves an estimate from Critical Technology Solutions, Inc. for the purchase and installation of a communication microwave connection at the Henry Hyde Resource Center in the not-to-exceed amount of $28,946.10, and a request to waive the formal bid process. The committee recommended approval, and the attorney is asked to read the resolution.
This is consideration of a resolution approving an estimate from Critical Technology Solutions, Inc. for the purchase and installation of a communications microwave connection at the Henry Hyde Resource Center in the not-to-exceed amount of $28,946.10, and a request to waive the formal bid process.
Motion to adopt the resolution?
Second.
Motion is second to adopt the resolution. Discussion? Hearing none. Roll call, please.
Trustees Del Rosario?
Yes.
Nasty?
Yes.
O'Brien?
Yes.
Reyes? Yes. And Ruggieri?
Yes.
The resolution is adopted. Item 8F is consideration of a resolution approving an estimate from Logic Consulting LLC for the purchase of 2 extreme switches and related equipment in a not-to-exceed amount of $25,645.88, and a request to waive the formal bid process.
At our meeting earlier this evening, the committee reviewed this resolution, which approves an estimate from Logic Consulting LLC for the purchase of 2 extreme switches and related equipment in the not-to-exceed amount of $25,645.88, and a request to waive the formal bid process. The committee recommended approval, and the attorney is asked to read the resolution.
This is consideration of a resolution approving an estimate from Logic Consulting LLC for the purchase of 2 extreme switches and related equipment in the not-to-exceed amount of $25,645.88, and a request to waive the formal bid process.
Motion to adopt the resolution?
Second.
Motion is second to adopt the resolution. Discussion? Hearing none. Roll call, please.
Trustees Del Rosario?
Yes.
Nasty?
Yes.
O'Brien?
Yes.
Reyes? Yes. And Ruggieri?
Yes.
Resolution is adopted. Item 8G is consideration of a resolution approving 2 proposals for Muscat Corporation doing business as Public Works Painting for fire hydrants and streetlight painting services in a total not to exceed amount of $60,000, and request to waive the formal bid process.
At our meeting earlier this evening, the committee reviewed this resolution, which approves 2 proposals from Muscat Corporation doing business as Public Works Painting for fire hydrant and streetlight painting services, and the total not to exceed amount of $60,000, and a request to waive the formal bid process. The committee recommended approval, and the attorney is asked to read the resolution.
This is consideration of a resolution approving 2 proposals from Muscat Corporation doing business as Public Works Painting for fire hydrant and streetlight painting services in the total not to exceed amount of $60,000, and a request to waive the formal bid process.
Motion to adopt the resolution?
Second.
Motion second to adopt the resolution. Discussion? Hearing none. Roll call, please.
Trustees Del Rosario?
Yes.
Nasty?
Yes.
O'Brien?
Yes.
Reyes?
Yes.
And Ruggieri?
Yes.
Resolution is adopted. Item 8H is consideration of a resolution approving the purchase of a 2023 Ford F-550 aerial lift truck from Roche Ford of Bensenville in the amount of $134,983, and a request to waive the formal bid process.
At our meeting earlier this evening, the committee reviewed this resolution, which approves the purchase of a 2023 Ford F-550 aerial lift truck from Roche Ford of Bensonville, Illinois, in the amount of $134,983, and a request to waive the formal bid process. The committee recommended approval, and the attorney is asked to read the resolution.
This is consideration of a resolution approving the purchase of a 2023 Ford F-550 aerial lift truck from Roche Ford of Bensonville, Illinois, in the amount of $134,983, and a request to waive the formal bid process.
Motion to adopt the resolution.
Second.
Motion is second to adopt the resolution. Discussion? Hearing none. Roll call, please.
Trustees Del Rosario,
Yes.
Nasty,
Yes.
O'Brien,
Yes.
Reyes, and Ruggieri.
Yes.
The resolution is adopted. Item 9 is Mayor's Report. Without objection, I have 2 raffle permits that I'd like to combine. Approval of a yearly raffle permit for the Addison Business Exchange for the monthly meetings held between September 2025 and April of 2026, and approval of a raffle permit for the Addison Trail High School Interact Club for the event at the high school on October 4th. Is there a motion to approve these?
Motion.
Second.
Motion is second to approve. Discussion? Hearing none. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? Motion carried. Item 10 is Officers' Report. Village Attorney.
I have nothing tonight. Thank you, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you. Village Manager.
I do have something for you, Mayor, tonight, and the rest of the board and our residents. And call on Susan English to discuss our 25th anniversary of this building already. But before we give it to Susan, I would really like to just to recognize our buildings and grounds. Director Jim Crotty over there and his team, they do an amazing job to this facility. It does not look 25 years old. When you walk in here, a lot of people say, wow, how old is this building, 5 to 10? We're 25, and I'd just like Susan English to talk about that. Thank you, Jim, and thanks to your people.
Thank you, Joe. Research was conducted on the 5 buildings that have served as Addison Village Hall since the incorporation of the village in 1884. Over the past year, you've all had a chance to see 4 newsletter articles and accompanying videos on YouTube at Village of Addison. The village also worked with Beacon Designs out of Rhode Island to have a commemorative ornament of the Village Hall and the police department made to commemorate the 25th anniversary of this building. Just last month, the Historical Society hosted a celebration in the Rotunda and an exhibit opening in one of the cases in the Rotunda on the actual anniversary, the 25th anniversary of the dedication of this building on August 26, 2025. We hope that these commemorations will enhance public appreciation of our current Village Hall for years to come. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you, Susan. Village Clerk.
Thank you, Mayor. I do have a couple items. Just a reminder that the next community blood drive is being hosted this Sunday, September 7th, from 7:30 to 1:30 at St. Philip's Church. Walk-ins are welcome, or if people are interested, they can call 630-628-1959 to schedule an appointment. Also, just a reminder for residents to save the date for the village's Oktoberfest, which is being held October 17th and 18th on the Village Green and the Historical Museum campus. Additional details on this event will be coming out in the next few weeks. Thank you.
Thank you. Item 11 is Commission and Board Reports. We have none. Item 12 is Executive Session. We do not need one. Item 13 is Audience Participation regarding Village Business. We have none. And then item 14.
Motion to adjourn.
Second.
Motion second to adjourn. Discussion? Hearing none. All those in favor say aye. Aye. All those opposed? We are adjourned.